Burton Albion, they're busy cutting the grass at the moment. That's exciting. I mean, you could watch this if you want. That as a stream. You've literally seen more action there on the pitch than I think we saw in 90 minutes of football. Alright, where to start? Well, it finished goalless. It's the first time Norwich have shared a pair of goalless draws in their league double fixtures with the club since Nottingham Forest in 2000-2001. The big story is, of course, the 6 changes. Daniel Farke meant to his starting lineup. We've just spoken to him there. I think Maddison had slightly tight calves, which is why he didn't start. No Alex Pritchard either. Daniel Farke admitted, I mean, he's pretty honest really, he admitted it was a risk making all those changes, and that it came down to the fact that they had to make a load of changes in this game or on Monday, and they opted for it to be this one because it was never going to be a technical game of football, and they felt if they could keep it even, they could bring on a couple of players and maybe win it in the second half. Now, whether that's really the level of ambition Norwich should be having away from home, a side that's lost their last 8 home games, that's perhaps a different debate, but this is where Norwich are. And this is where Norwich are. It struck me with Sunderland winning and Bolton winning in the second half that had Burton gone on to win this game, Norwich would be deep in the doo-doo. Really, also, ultimately, the reason, and there was a fair amount of anger from Norwich fans today, especially after the full-time whistle, just down here in fact, and they were coming up and making sure their feelings were known to the dugout there. It's not very far away, and a lot of anger, and those guys have spent a lot of money. They've come on a Saturday between Christmas and New Year to a wretched place. I mean, I hope they didn't come expecting a glorious game of football, because I'm not sure one's ever been played here. But they were right to be angry at having spent their money and maybe feeling that their side hadn't been ambitious enough in the game. But, you know, I don't know. It's difficult when Norwich are in the situation they are, and they had to make sure they avoided defeat. Primarily, they needed Angus Gunn to be sharp on a couple of occasions, but generally weren't too troubled, I suppose. And in actual fact, I got the sense that this place maybe sensed that they felt a sucker punch was going to come. And the reality is Norwich struggled in the first half. Wes did okay in the second, I thought, and then when they brought Pritchard and Maddison on, those two both mishit passes when Norwich were in good opportunities. So it was everyone inflicted by whatever this place does to football. You know, and Burton have done brilliantly. If they survive again this year, it'll be something akin to a footballing miracle, and I guess that's just the way it is. All this really does is a stopgap until we get to Millwall, of course, at Carrow Road on New Year's Day, when I guess the pressure is back on. What this has really done is flipped everything from a more positive vibe into a bit more desperation, I suppose. A desperation for Norwich to get a win at home, because last time at Carrow Road against Brentford was shocking. It was awful. The atmosphere was wretched, and if we have anything like akin to that again, it's going to do no one any favours, given some of the anger from the fans who made the trip here towards Norwich's coaches. So hopefully, though, Norwich will be repaid. One person they did really want to rest today, clearly, was Alex Tettey, and he actually had to come on after 23 minutes, I think it was, for Harrison Reed, who picked up a sort of abductor hip injury that I guess will keep him out for a week or two. It looked like it might do something like that, so that's a bit of a shame. The other main talking point, James Husband had the best chance Norwich created in the first half. It was beautifully worked by Wes Hoolahan. Husband was through on goal, 10 yards out to the left on his left foot, and he went down. Looked like a clear-cut penalty from where I was, but that was probably because of the angle. Instead, he was booked for diving. Wes Hoolahan walked away, signalling to the bench that he dived while shaking his head. Daniel Farke was non-committal to speaking to us afterwards, but I think quite clearly, if he's gone down there when he hasn't been fouled, that's a ridiculous decision and a real shame. My personal view is Daniel made too many changes. I know he said he had to take that risk, but he played too many out-of-form players. You know, players like Wes who haven't played in a little while, and Marley Watkins, who is really struggling for form. And you could have played Josh. I don't think you have to rest Josh Murphy today. And off the back of the Boxing Day win, it would have been great to see Josh here, especially in a game where Norwich were playing quite direct. Marley Watkins in that first half was awful, to be honest, and the ball kept bouncing off his shins. So there we go. the right idea, but maybe not entirely the right execution. Either way, it's left us heading away from Burton under a slight cloud and hoping that the new year sunshine will burn it all off, because if not, as I said, Monday could be fairly acrimonious. We will have to wait and see. Anyway, that's it. Of course, all the rest of the PinkUn, the fallout will be at pinkun.com, so check out that between now and New Year. There's also a best of Norwich City Soundbites video, which is well worth taking in to go through what has been said over the course of the year, not from yours truly, I might add. And of course, we will be there at Carrow Road on Monday. So all that leaves me to say is a very happy New Year to you all, and fingers crossed 2018 is better than 2017, and certainly not this drab.